다 제리디 어제 냐설렌 후라바다 제야 있느니 제리 주지 디냐네 하고 제요나 오물을 타소 모두 돌로디 가서 마시 쉬쉬마.
So if you have done a proper practice of the developing stages or the Kilkerim, those 11 yogas, and then how one actualizes the muduk or the powerful attainments accordance with one's mental intelligence that I explained earlier.
오물음진 르인디 가주은로 드스요. 오물러이나니 세주마차지 냐바지도 되저그냐네 코렌로요. 니이네 랑갈레 도무드바체네 센델렌로요. 지레.
So the best kind of intelligence or background of the matters for them that with retreat and proper practice and that not missing any of the thought offering on 10th and 25th, that they lead to the, or they go to the cultural lands, and the middling ones that through the accomplishment of the Langali trunk with Sindhu, they go to cultural lands.
타마바 데라 타마바도 바우 칸르 소스 오모 타마이네 안에 바도 샤용선 바우 카르고 소아체니야 체용스.
Whereas the least ones that they will be received in the Badu state by the Dagas and Dagini and will be led to the Kaja land.
치뉴르 나게 람지 깨지 포스다 난주 주제 람스니 오버르니 강이나에 나게 람지 메마냐네 제요는 나가 람스 포아레 포아냐네 제요니 시가를 포아 때문에 아니 축지다 가지 시간 리그레스 계지지 푸는 그래죠.
So also it says that Dake Lam, which meant the four practice. Dake Lam is path of the Daka, that to this path of the or transference of consciousness, one will attain the state of the Kaju land at the time of death.
양타지와 주능으로 토스 양배 타메 양그 타마베 도슈디 이나니 지와 카시 카실레니 모르도 그래서.
It says Yangta, which means least amongst the least, even them that within a few lives will attain the Kaju land.
어다 되게 오모러이나 되니베 내공삼 마체바 제네 냐말레룬체 냐네 조제 조데 냐네 리바체 디 이나니 신돌레 동갈 두발레테네 베카주로 타마이네 바돌레 보 칸두스 치뇨이네 포야 오종 시가르 포야 때문에 바두 추나 매바체네 가지 시간으로.
So now, as explained earlier, that those who does a proper practice and are not missing the daily sadhana and also not missing the thought offering and so on, as such a candidate with the required merits background will attain the state of the Kaju land in this life if one were the best kind of intelligence, and for the middling kind that through the accomplishment of the Drupa or practices, and and even the least ones will attain the state of the Kaju land at the Bardo or in between state, or the Chinyu, speediest at the time of death through the poor practice or the practice of transference of consciousness.
양타지와 주능으로 토스 다 도슈이네 지와 카시 소능으로 그래서.
So Yangta, or the least amongst the least, or the worst, for them too after the change of few lives, that one will attain the cultural land. Now, what are the required qualifications for such a Drubapo or the practitioner? The first one, presence of the bodhicitta mind.
So there
are 4 kinds of candidates mentioned here. So those who do not accomplish that state. First, one who does not have the bodhicitta. And second ones who do not go are those who haven't studied the all 11 yogas, the free from question or the doubt-free, or one who is still doubtful about the 11 practices, 11 yoga. Or one who does not obey or one who does not honor the samaya or the commitments. And fourth kind, one who does not have a faith or the tapa or the positive interest in the faith in the guru, in the meditation deity, or in the dhamma or the instructions of this practice. Now we need to take the bodhicitta as our principle of focal meditation.
So
whatever teachings you receive during the teaching, that you should try to have them fresh in your mind, and those which are still you have questioned should refer back in the notes you have taken, so you should be very clear about your practice. So an infraction of the samaya and commitments or the pledges, that of course those things does happen with anybody, but not live with them, but instead to a proper remedy and to the sub-initiation and so on.
Oh yeah.
And also have a strong faith in the guru, meditational deity, and the dhamma or the instructions. So, so first, the accordance with Lobin Yishishap, he said that irreversible faith, that's the first quality. So with one's intelligence or the wisdom, the one need not doubt or have no questions about the practice. And a single-pointed concentration or the samadhi. And one who has ability to maintain a tough confidentiality or the secrecy of the practice. Amongst them, the most important is the top secrecy of one's practice. And faith is the important. even if one may not be too bright or intelligent, but if one has a strong faith, it will work.
Goya deba me mungu shiro yu nge yore kashe deba me shiro yu be kuji da je yere mere sebe shiro gibe da je ru shibu jebe kuji ga je na mungu ruya yo mare.
That instead of having the required faith, but some do seem to have a little intelligence and trying to be very investigative as of being clever, that instead of then for such a person, then one does not find any powerful attainment. It best we need both the strong faith with the help of the strong brightness or the intelligence. For such a learned person, so a bright student with a strong faith, for such a candidate, the powerful attainment is close. Or otherwise, a student may not be too bright, but a strong faith is also can have powerful attainment.
Whereas
it says the investigative or debative mind, a person without a faith, for such a candidate, the powerful attainment will never be accomplished or attained. Now the tough confidentiality or the secrecy, that one has to protect the secrecy from or against the unsuitable person. So, generally speaking, all the tantric practices one has to maintain secrecy towards anybody who does not have the initiation, or that one could have the initiation but no longer have the faith. To them, one is never supposed to disclose the secrecy of the Tantra. So now the rest, the teachings you receive in such settings where you receive the oral transmissions of the Guru, which are named after his Ningyu, they passed on from ear to ear. There are such teachings which you don't find in taken as note in the regular texts, which you take notes, and those you have to keep the secrets just to yourself, and you are not supposed to talk about it even to your friends or the closest ones. So, so you can't talk about that. I had this initiation from this and that and this and that, and just go close and talk about the old secrets with everybody. That's not wise at all. for instance, just initiation itself also, for instance, if you had requested His Holiness Sri Doji for the blessings of the Vajra Yogini, he would ask, did you have the initiation of Chakra Samvara? Then if your answer is yes, from whom? He will inquire. Like it has to be either from himself or from me, or that of course if from His Holiness Pamunga, or that His Holiness Rinpoche. Otherwise that does not qualify for him to having received the Chakra Samvara initiation.
So say nyalen jiya ge chende chende de odua mare chimare sama maje ge bage ta susube jidu resa ge chue de oderwa ta de chabi chue jenbe pabe to che de ji yong gong yong zhe sha na changme ten na lu je san yan me wa su jan peng ma de wa chi to che na zang mo de che ge do shimi ge to je zang ma sa ge do.
So now this is your practice, right? That not only you have chosen for the practice of each days of this life, but practice you have chosen for until this attainment of enlightenment. And would you like it, they mixed like the dog food, or something like the food you feed to the pig? No, I think nobody would like it, right? Even the cat and dog, they enjoy clean food in their own bowl, plate. So that's we should never mix all the food or all the teachings together, because that this is the one for which you have to go for the excellency, that purity, that because this is one you have chosen unto the enlightenment.
Lama chigi zala chu nyandi shuken ina lama la tamsi si mege deba malo kenshi ina pasu she chogre.
So even if you have obtained the teaching from one Lama, say that if that disciple share the pure samaya with that guru, from whom the teaching is of relationship, if he hasn't spoiled or soiled the relationship with that guru, then you can share the secrets.
Dama ganga lo lama chigo ge she thugu yo mare.
Because all the transmissions can't be transmitted by the Lama himself alone.
Pena gelong ru sa de gelong la dama jebe ko de dama chuji yo re. Chuji de ma she sa ne zogu mare. Gelong ge chin ja ma za sun ja mang she go. De de yin za de da ne ku she la so be ji chilong za shi jo ber se ji. Ye da ne kemo do lo be da kemo ji wa do lo be ji wa da. Fever ma da tam ri wa da. Bönde da ge ja shir de ma jo ro so ne. Da de ri she ya ne ra ring ji yin so yo. Da yen bo so ne kemo la jul wa ek su kemo lo za ga ni shu. De ma jo de ne kemo ji za nan yang du cheng es le pa su she ri ji. Fever ma wa se che ru no sa tam se zang ma su gi ne pa she tam ri. O de le ru che na ya wu yong re so re. Bena rang ge lama za la o shu ne da ka shen ji nyang di shu lo ma che.
So
Then Juma later Lamal Tevalo, Shikurche, Niemeche. Then it's in it, Damian Sigori.
so for
Teda Rani Yandu Den, Lamachiwa Inza, Lamal Dazi Shading Teda. Chui Chig Chut Yandu Tone, Dosichiva Mene, Chut Yandu Tone, Ralangon Ruya Yamari. Lama Dasi Yamba de Nyamri for Sat, Tere. That take a lojo to Nepal at Vada, Kachek Lojo Sheju Edi, Takasham Shen Chus came into. Chesa Sangmachigo, Chiche. Ni Soni Aliti, Samyang Wensimurwa, Ramadamazal Tamu Ono Manga Sushu, and Jumate lodging into the Tamya Sigre.
So now we have to identify what we meant by one who has a spoiled relationship with one's guru, or the one who has the impaired relationship with one's guru. Let's say impaired relationship with one's guru. For instance, a person who has obtained a teaching or initiation from the same guru, but later that who has given up on the Lama and who curses the Lama and given up on the teaching or practice, and or has lost his faith in the Lama and curse or holds him in contempt and so on, as such a person is supposed to have an impaired relationship with one's guru. So with such a person, even though had been a friend earlier, that one is not even supposed to share the same spring or the same artesian where one could share the water together. That if one has even taken the water from the same artesian, that one's chances for the realization weakens.
Susu lama manani, Koranga lama yambayina, Telea, Telorichen, Korantamia redi, Susu la Junjimari. Ranga lama member is a daughter.
So if the person for whom he holds in contempt is not your master, if that is not your personal master, then maybe all right, because you do not have a dharmic relationship with the person he does not like.
The Koran no Koran Tanya is a Penashine Tensu Lodiana, Ali Dam Chushukache, Jomayambe, Chick Telo de Chedian, Tamsi Yansore, Tamsi Yanso in the Koran, Dubaja de Modu Nigumare, Jodelsumbe, Georgia, Nyawa Dubat and Raso, Shine Tensu Lobe, Nimi, Pay, Nimi, Madame Nimi Chayuda, Shine Tulan, Godio. Or the day is a Koran Koran Lady, Tineda Yonani, and Lamatizal and Rune, Shaba Fugori.
For him to be in that situation. As you know, that the disadvantages of having an impaired relationship with one's guru devotion, that it is said that how hard one tries with one's practices, that instead of making oneself closer to the powerful attainment, it makes one almost equal to trying to actualize the hell. And there are disadvantages of the having or impairing one's relationship with the guru, or reversing maybe stronger.
Lama Koranko Dulecha Kasang, Shaba Fu Gumama Surana Shusisho. Zesishone, Rangia Dani Telo, Meja Sambachi Guguyori, Tenechina, Lama Tensulo, and Yavadi, Pataya, Lavuyori.
So, if one is under such a condition, then the remedy is to go to that Lama and confess, be honest, and tell about it. And one should make be very clear in oneself that I will no longer hold the Guru in contempt and so on, and restore the faith in him. That resolution has to be made by himself. So one has to only, it is easy to get, but also it is easy to clean up.
Lama Gumazo Sasonani, Shaba Pusa Yomarwa, Temeza Lama Namzada within the Arada, Utranda Namzada, Tia Sham, Tikudu Soap, Chase, then Ijata Donsha Jisha, Chas and Jovachina, and Lama Tensulo Vineva, Ta Auswe, Ta Labu, Yonsoya Yori.
So if the Lama have passed or no longer lives, then it is said that try to get any of his belongings, like clothes and so on, or something which he used, and try to make the sock offering and purifications and Vajrasattva recitation, making prostrations and all those in front or before that. And it is said that one could, it will be a lot easier done on that manner, a lot easier to purify that kind of the heavy negativity.
Derecheta, Jirim Nanju Juji is a Pami Jirim Goyati. Kajo Shekan Duyagi, Kajo Duga Jula, Pami Jirim Terambe, Jenta Jelebe, Chabra Pama, Chodu Jurvachin.
So now the best way they are yoga on the 11 yogas of the Varahi or the Vajra Yogini or Pagmo. That is one of the primary the way to actualize the culture land.
Then never chever go to Handeche, Yendeji or down, Yende de Chevori, Yende de Zorin Trujek Chashechiri.
So,
Trujek Trume or Zorin Trujek Chashechiri.
So now during our recitations, the verbal recitation and mental recitation, we should try to do the both. That mental recitation is one of the parts of the Dzogrim, or the completing stages with the elaboration, named after Tuje, or with elaboration, Dzogrim Tuje.
Zorin Trujek Tramasadi. Some Shajun Zorini Yori, Yuba, Shajun Zori Yokendi, Dinjo Luji, the Chig Yori, Nakachik, Delani Yori, Jamal Yomari, Chazandi, Cherin Chuchi, Nane Chirina, Cherin Zorin Sundriki, Nane Rendu Yori.
So, Shajun Zogrim, that is the incidental completing stage practice, which is incorporated within the 11 yogas here in this practice. That you will find two of them in this practice, and one you will find only one in the Hiruga Body Mandala, and these are the very exclusive of the Hiruga Body Mandala and this one, and thus it makes it the combination of the both, combined practice of both developing and completing stages.
Division the middle, whichever the Pabachi, Inso, Josena, and share to Suchen, Peshanal Yori, Eddie Jogi Yori, Madame Salo, Guaja, and Chancellor Goton Sakuzuru, the Turkish and Sheva Mare.
So now, this makes it very profound, this practice, very complete and profound, and it is said that having chance to do this practice together makes it very profound and effective. And I'm not trying to tell it, and believe me, it is not my fabrication. I'm just making those verses in a prose so that you get the message across, that what is said in the text. So that with this very honest hope that if I give the explanation about the profundity of this practice, and if I could communicate that into your ear, then I hope that you will hold this practice with much high esteem. I pass these messages. Otherwise, I do not need to advocate for the Vajra Yogini, or neither do I have any prejudice for her. I do not need to act patriotic for her, since we do not come from the same place, neither we are siblings. Or I do not have anything to say beside what is said in the text.
Jilo, Jinjur Jundongo Zantinson, Zodun Deva Jinjur Chigio. Zedan Bonji, Ali Monji, Leron, Kakunji Sita, Yona, Daju Chida Le, Sopu, Daju Le, Chogre. Tangone, Kaju Ruya, Tav de la Larian Be, Jonane, bed Lerun de Tenchi la Muji Anuta. The many young moon reserve Lerundo, Jesse Davi Davijana, Moon Jinuna, Uncle Gentamino and Chevrolet Pavachi.
So now I told you earlier that if you could say the 100,000 mantra, that will be adequate to count for Lerung or the retreat, or make you suitable for the actions. But it is said that during the golden age, 100,000, but during the age of strife and strife age of strifes, that should be multiplicable by 4. So that's 400,000. And it is said, that multiplicable by 4. So at this age of the full of strife, that to make it more effective for us to actualize the Kyabje, that we should try to say 400,000. And if you have said 100,000, you can do the self-initiations and so on. Then they build up on it, that about 100,000 at a time, and try to make it 400,000 times. But for the best kind, if you could do it 400,000 in one set of the retreat, that would be real helpful and will work well.
And the young one was said to the sort of Machabache, to join sort of the Doman de la Zumba Yabuchena, Peshirit Sindela, Sindulangale, Duvan Majin, Tagaran de Heshana, Tasuna Church, Kajishan Chiduri.
And after having done those required retreat, number of the mantra retreat, then that try not to miss the talk offerings on the 10th and 25th, and be very industrious in the making of the Dharma offering and so on, and also scrupulous. Then if you wait, that if you are best kind of candidate, there's a great one will or great possibility that we will be led to the Kyabje land in this life if we are the best kind of disciple.
Yana Melam Nala Yunguri. Young Mosso Lungden, Permet of Tinaki La Yunguri. Melam Nala in a Hagala, Saya Najuma Yungo Mari, Sajenda, Jenda, to take a high number Chingi, to certain such an individual on the children Najuma and Jagri da Seattle, Lungden to Yunguri.
So having done this, that there could, after a while, or when the time comes, that you could even get the prediction that maybe some lady will speak to you about your future, or in your dream, that a deity in your dream most likely a deity will speak to you, that it not necessarily has to be the Yogini, Vajra Yogini, that they will give you a prediction that on such and such name, place, and so on such and such time, that you will be taken care, or you will receive a prediction of what will happen after.
Yan Longte Zanam Hayuache, Top the Calibre Sujison, Trube Permet, Jeva and Zatuyori. In Jimiji, well, Yungurda said that you may give your money.
Or it could be adventitious that you may not receive any earlier sign or the prediction that adventitiously a lady who is going to take care of you appear right in front.
That patches Dodger Jeshanani, Burme, so in a Trube Burme Yimbadi, Shagandoti, Burme Jamasul, Mario does.
So if you are observant, or if you can read the right signs, then you would find that emanation lady, that her color of face will be redder. They will have the color will be slightly red. And also hair-wise, little red hair. So slightly orange, more like orange. And also,
Arab Sirsi, Peme Arayabatuni Adaimna.
So
Mima Masi.
Eyebrows, orange eyebrows, and also have a little trace of the mustache. So it looks like if anybody has a hair on the puff on the upper lip, it looks like a good line, good sign.
Trevata, Donge, Donlia, Sindre Kusur, Kogumari, Kogumari, Donge Sindre Kusur Yoba Chona, Besindre. Besala Masa Kusuruchi Yovachunduna, Sindra Gachiki Ramuruchi, Yungu Suruchi Yovanduna, Tessunsan Chegomari.
So, or if you see the sign of the sindur, the blissful or like more like a swastika or the blissful, either on the forehead or on the cheek, then it does not have to be too conspicuous or clear. That just vaguely, if you can see the traces of those, then one do not need to doubt. Make 3 counterclockwise or circumambulate counterclockwise 3 times. If there's no time for 3, then mentally make it 3.
Jise Jangshu Jungberdo. Jangshu Yala normally, Jung Rangi Ome Jung Satsiki Soda.
The first line it says, you are the mother and I'm your son, and until the attainment of enlightenment.
Tipishanala, Dumanisho Tate, Che Madane Pui, Chura Ama Yamapu in Jaberta, Che Madane Puindi. Jise Jangshu Jungberdo, Jangshu Yala normally, Jung Rangi Ome Jung.
So it says, you are my mother and I'm your son, and until I attain the state of enlightenment, with your breaths of enlightenment, they feed me or nurse me. So with this verse, then you request.
Then it is Jesus Dojin Dada Sina Daja Tabaka, Modumalibas, Sunday Chore.
So, and also that which comes to the end of the Dorbu or the offering of Dharma, that you fold your hand and say, O Venerable Vajra Yogini, that please take care of me and lead myself and all sentient beings to the land of Kyabje, that you can make that request, which is in the sadhana. And grant us all the powerful attainments. And if one makes such a request, heartfelt, sincerely from the depths of heart, the most... So, with the holding the hand will lead right on that spot. One need not think that going to Kyabje land meant something like going through a long space journey. It is nothing like that. So I will lead you and hold with hand. One step you make, the next step. Now one step you make, then you are right in the Kyabje land.
Kyabje Shinga Sona, Logengo Lujeji Nebe, Lujuguleven, Lunjalu, Shari Shadow Ruba Make, Zuchuyoke, Nakala Pirinduke, Sanje Kyabje Mage Chu Sungre, Kolodinyoge Chu Sungre, Pauta Karutuge Rochi, Nyandu Chiru, the Chijing Rubayore, Sanje Kundu Javina, Sanjin Jidin Kanja, Sanje Chokutu, Kawayo, the Pan with Sule Turi, all the days are Ripsil Sanje Nuri.
So, once in Kyabje land, the one's body could be of the dilapidated and looking age of 80, transforms back into about a youthful of 16, and the teachings one could enjoy directly from like the great Vajra Yogini and the Yucca and so on, and the fellow practitioners of all the Dargas and the Gini, and if one chooses to receive teachings from the other Buddhas, then one could easily go to other pure lands and receive the teachings and so on. Thus, the enlightenment is real close.
There are Nashi to Nagama Churundu, Legitator Mase Mayume, Moso Resinto Table Shosia, Tondatiri. Tendiswa, Tande, Shadow Song Sonsa, the Gilhushe Songuyati, Song Look and the Song Goresana, Rangi Sendi, Hite Tenju. So, remember is nothing sorry, Sarge, Charles Nakasha Kamateju. Tia Miller Agonia, Tonju Omari.
So, as I told you that not to reveal the secrecy of this teaching to anybody. So what I meant is, please don't share your notes you take with anybody. And these days are modern scientific inventions, and you are right in front. You can make copies of everything I say, and those you shouldn't let anybody listen to that.
Today, so that kasi the Jejugona Jew in Sudu, the Karsa Zoton Channel Jew is Maju Mala, Yaju Maju Shi and the Risha, Sanan Jane, Pangresam. June in military and Alice or Neshe Mugo Kesson.
So, that I was requested that if we will be allowed, or if you will be allowed to tape my teachings on videotape the teachings and so on, I didn't object that because I thought that I'm making an effort to teach, and should you forget in next couple of days will be a real loss. So I let it do that, but it's all up to you that you don't show it to others. Don't show it to others, and if you show, then I don't lose nothing, but you do. So how we actualize the Langali tree trunk, Langali trunk, and that I didn't go much in detail. That I thought I don't think anybody would like to do that. But if you choose to do it, you can ask anybody else or others that they will be able to teach you more about it.
Jagada be yun chumbe langala shi de jona ro yimanjo no togo be chawa she sonate te to nga to ba yu ti kan de ina sam langala shi de be yu de res che ka she ke yung ge na ni nga to yu de do de te ro ge shi de ke yung do te ro se me chi ore me to ta joman ro ge lu shi ge zur ta gre te san ju ba ju gre Shin the Kodun de did Langale Shin the Yeme Mission, Yeme on to Tone Shin, Putabuka Omare. The Jonah, Jagada Bayu, the Tumbo, Goyos, Tabuga Lamana Vasuki, Jagada Bayu, the Jemanu, Shin the Kadiji Kayon, the Charles Sumanu, so that the body came with the Jazumahia, which came with Goma Yingrova. That is Sonny, Jazu Shager and Lamango Tombo to Rinsa, which came Goma Choji. And then Temajuna. To go by our shares. To go by the caress and pension nala to us yours. Meadow shamu penton on Henchibe, Chicon de Heti. Burn de la Tobu to join Yesu, the Nesson yours. Shana to go up me, shamu pension tundu cocan on Jana, near Cellatire. Tillerin Thoma Muyore. Pearl a territory segumari, remember the Shiraki or Sebuti. Come there, Shina Silla Zugu Chumbuche. Shamudo de Nalho Chenbe, bombuyo. Yo, the Tugu Shin de la Longale Dumuchiagi, Kunala, Yomari, Kulumachi Ma Shuja Babari, Nishu and Babaji, and no look at Koton Yomari. Tell Lamana was to go by the Laya, Koton Ayomayu, the Toshirona Ayona Sangado. Longala Dumudu came ever, Dumutosi Yomari, the men to go by the Tonaya Name Jumari, the Pishanaldo. Tell Pishana Yoba. Yoba Kashi, Tuju men, Beji, Chiloyati, Tisha Tere Yori, Yoina Tuma, Ali Shindu Abuja Mazimba, Digumari, Shindu Sero Chena, Robachia Le, also me Nyamba Changa, like Nyamba Bung, which could do don't worry. Jalhaz don't worry, Jonah.
So, this Langali tree trunk, which we were talking about, in the first place, we have quite a hard time to decide what really is that trunk, that tree, the Langali. And it is, in the text, it's not that clear, but most of our Tibetan early lamas, they suggested that if we could get the one which comes from India or Nepal, and that is the best, because we have such a trust, and they thought that anything which comes from those countries could be a little authentic. And so the Tugu, it says that a kind of tree named Tugu in Tibetan, which is said that is the Langali, and which is named after as Tenro in the medical text in Tibetan, herbs, among herbs, Tenro, which is vomitous, that it induces vomiting. And it has also the berries, which looks quite looks like a flea on the ship, the flea or the louse on the ship. That it looks like that kind of berry on top, and its seeds are vomitous, but it does not look right. But whatever that. It also says that a kind of tree named as Tua, and which looks like as if having a pensha, which is a cap which looked your palms down. And in that case, we do have those kind of plant a lot in Tibet, around Tibet, which has a leaf falling down like this. And in that case, but that does not have anything holiness inside. If you peel off the outer skin, then it just goes and it disintegrates. It's one skin after another. There's no trunk inside. So since there's so few or hardly anybody who is doing this practice, so we haven't really found the right Langali tree as yet. But also, first we have to get that tree. Then we have to do at least 96,100,000 the mantra of this deity.
That is so. Yeah, Jada Kabu. The Dubache San Silu Don the Jade Ranjan and the Gavin San Dugo, you go to you, Saber to Bele Check, Kuba Songe, Tende Yusalishtan Dugus, Tendena la Karume Juba Manguyons, Samba Sunsala Shivun Dujume. So it's materials and all those works that it is really it is very tedious kind of, so very hard practice, because one thing, one has to be very decisive, that once after having done all those things, then one has to go chate, which means free from all the activities. One has to give up all one's early form of life, and then go away once all the accomplishments have been done, and looking for. And it is said that yoginis, they are mostly found around those who work with cottons or the pellet, the wool, or yarn and so on, whereas there are not that many amongst those who does the Tsamba business. Daka Menga Nyasolana, Jolam de the Inser, Poa Janguina, Poa Damba di Nyasolani Yaguins, Tijan Poa Dambadi, Tonga Nye, Jolam Cheese, Lama Choganale Yordan, Santa Sanja Lama Poa Tonga Yanda Jeva Dama Visfadi. Then I jen this song like Poa de la Jangju, Damayor. Then Zan delay. Poa Nanju Sheba de la Rangi Jangwata, Lela Jarwa Nire.
So now as it's said that not having to go through the Bardo state and to be able to go to the culture land, for them the practice of the poor or the transference of consciousness is very powerful and helpful. And as you remember, there's quotes in the Lamcheba or others like the great practice of the poor transference of consciousness accordance with the great Sut, great Yana is the five power itself and so on. But here, this transference of consciousness is of the two type, Rangi Jangwa, now the two table content. That first is to train for oneself, and second, Lela Jarwa, to apply it with action.
Ta Poa Rangi Jang said, Tanda Gonibe, Dovato, Tabe, Namshia, Pogi, Baku, Ya Pogi, Jangni, two releve cousin Rujang, so up, Dovato, Yang, so much to Tennis Jabe, Tama talk about the Jangjuri. Jangwa think Hundred. Jansona and Majize, Toto Nyalenda Chamato, Tabachi Giomare.
So the table of content fell under two, right? The Rankijang, which means that Rankijang, that is to train by oneself, and second, applied with action, right? The first one, that is the now transferring one's consciousness up and down and doing those practices, and maintaining that and doing the sessions and so on until one feels confident, and also doing a frequent review of the same. That is how we personally train in that power.
Ta Lela Jarwa Sidi Shikalakala, Ta Shido Jedun Udi Che, Udonju Mavaja, no Mache Barude. Putu in the poor reading around Susana de Malena, Tash Yata Midaju touch, but Chide gets on Tashi, but touch soon and Chashan member Gijuji, poor young. Nasara Tala, Tumbuji Yundi, Imaresa, and the daughter Poor Lejuji. Poor Lejuji and Nasabe Dubachona, and Tugumari, Tadagono Joda, Shiju but means on the project.
So the personal training, or we can say that is personal training. We have to do it beforehand and then keep reviewing on it every now and then. And then when one see the sign of death, then Chakshin, that without having any object behind to which one's mind could remain attached, or they have a grip of one's mind fall on. So those we should try to give up, and then apply to the action. That, for instance, that the best kind of transference of consciousness one could actually apply is that one's external breathing has stopped, and before the internal dissolution has started. At that moment, then if one could apply it, then that's the best transference of consciousness or the power. Otherwise, a quote from Tantra that if one is certain that one's death is close, then one could apply the transference of consciousness for oneself, and one could do it. Otherwise, that constitutes to a murder of a deity.
Rangso che rangshi je tu se kedam chun su che rang se ba yin o zen of jine te se ba go de rang le za dong ju song ba yo yin za shen de ya bu ji le ji de yo de nya wa de ru go de.
So, say for instance, that suicide and all those stabbing oneself or suicide and so on, that even though one could have been a good practitioner and so on until that time, but if one has committed a suicide, then that one has to committed a downfall, 13th downfall, then one's future does not look too good.
Za dong ju ji ge na ga re re se na pombo sanje nga da ni de la nie je je ba yin se o de za dong je ba de.
So amongst the 14 root downfalls, it is the 8th that is abusing one's aggregates.
De ne yi za chi de da ba le ke bu go.
Thus, one should be very skilled in observing the signs of the death.
Da chi de da lu de la lung lu ge jo lo ba.
So how one observes the signs of death are like the first lung.
Lung ge jo lo ba.
So reverse in the motion of the wind.
Lung de cha cha jen ga bu na ji ci ji la xia ge na gu ye lu ya de yon le po ya chi yo de su xi. De pa ma po ji sha bu ma bu de na xi zhou yo re.
So
re de de nga ran so lung de den de me ka she na gu chang de za ha gu ya yu ju ma re de yu sha shu ji che.
so
Xie xie shu. Xie ne ta bu qi ju yu shu da.
So the first one, the reverse motion of the motion of the wind, right? We said that there's a certain time when there's a shift in the motion of the wind between the right nostril to the left nostril and so on, if one is capable of watching that. But since our nostrils get blocked very often because of sinus and so on, right? So we just say it for the information as it is in text, but let's not observe it.
De de ne ji u to gu ma res.
Because we can't tell it for true or can't tell it for fact, sorry.
Da le da se je non su lo go s je yo re. Non su ju ju yo re. Shi ga la ga la tu ju ga bu che sa me ga ngen do. Sem le tu ju ga sa de no de me ga no wa cha yo ya do. Lu yi ne ji do me sa de sa ne da de shen ba lo ben do. Jo lam ju ju ji yo re. De den de yo ma re. Ga ji ju ju shi ya ge de cha yin ji ma re. Ane me lang ngen ba do da. De ngen do de Tsem ngen ba do yong ju yo re. Tu su yang den de ra yo ma re. Ju ju shi ya ge nge ba yo ma re.
So it says that Luda Simi Nangsu Loba. So change in the appearance of the body and mind. Appearance of body and mind, but what it really meant is the change in the behavior of the mind and behavior of the body and so on. Like the things which you really liked a lot, you do not like this very sudden abrupt changes in your attitude and in your behavior and so on, but we can't depend that much on those signs either. They are not that dependable kind of signs. And also they're seeing the ill omens or the bad streams and so on. So none of those are not really any dependable signs, but these are the few signs which does occur if one's death is close. Certain, especially the abrupt or with sudden changes in the one's physical and mental behaviors.
Rala Jake on a sim Majiber with it, Toto Kane, you already, Lisiga Nova, you are Melang ever with Jonah. That the Vayam, Kakurin Dovo Kadu of Tinetachi, Tineti Chevalia, we are.
If there are sudden changes in one's physical and mental behavior without any apparent causes, so this is the condition, okay? Without any apparent causes, then as that could be a sign. So if that will make you to do involved in lots of the positive activities, that will be wise and helpful for you.
Chide Dava Mone, Tanegi, Hivaru Chevina, country Dalatava Chigre.
So, whereas the real dependable signs of the death are the first to observe the sounds of the Dagini, Khandu Da, or the sounds of Dagini.
I'm joining you with the ne, those who are caught on the Urjandu at Tagore. So, Joji Shejibaka said the Urja Mendu Urachano, Shiroyori.
So, pluck your ear, and if you don't hear the sounds of the vibrating sound, Buddha, like this, the treble, you call it treble, vibrating, Buddha. Buzzing sound, or more like buzzing, or a treble, I think I would say. Let's decide what treble, but it is questionable, okay? I'll try to remember the Tibetan. So, Uda, you write Uda, or the treble. Then, if you do not have it, then that's signs of being close to death.
This one. I'm your God, those shades, my gosh, Urusugre, that man is Shitari.
Uda City and Uda City, Lamashit. Now, treble, I think. We call treble, don't we? No?
High-pitched sound.
No. We'll discuss later. Okay. When you plug it real hard, you feel a sudden vibration, a vibrational sound inside. If you do not have it, then you are close. And second, watching the sunrise in the morning. So observing the sunset. So it says observing the sunset on the Mount Meru. This is the title given, So how you observe the sunset on the Mount Meru is pull your eyelashes down with your hand tight. And if you don't see that redness, then again that is one of the signs of the closeness to death. So also, or that you run to the at this sunrise from the horizon in the morning, run to a spot near a wall and watch that if you could see the reflection or the shadow of the vapors which rise from the crown of your head. And if there's no shadow of the vapor which goes from the top of your or crown of your head, that is sign. If all three of them occurs, so that if you close your eyes with your hands, and if there's that no round circle, of the redness round circle if you don't have that vision, or that if you stand by a wall and seek sun, and if there's no vapor on the crown of your head or steam on the crown of the head, and the other one, all those three, if there's none of those three, then it is a sure sign.
다 되면 기준부 돌다바 싱글라 셴베 메다다바 샤르보 mamuyore 다 수유샤.
So there are lots others then which we may not go in detail, which could only irritate your ears.
다 시다는 도는니 마시다 레누 살람서 저저 되는 자는 포함하지 요마레. 마시베 탑제고레. 시야들 레세는 신로지, 츠세는 쉬어지, 순화세는 쉬어지, 순요레.
So if you do see these signs and then but don't hurry to do the transference of consciousness right away. But because that causes of death could be of any of these three. That causes of death because of the exhaustion of the karma, causes of death because of the exhaustion of the one's length of lifespan, and causes of death because of the exhaustion of the one's merit, their one's merits. So these are the three factors. If one's life death is going to be because of the tsese, which means the running out of the lifespan, then one should try to do the tsedup, or the actualized longevity, or obtaining the long life initiations.
Suna sengede, suna sa, suna gari chichita, gidu mamu so de salachita pu, soje pu, shela pu, kuje pu, temene doloro shu, pangda pu, gidu nyego shu de, suna so cheo chiri.
So, if one's death is close because of the running out of the accumulation of merit, or one's saving of the merits, then one should try to build up one's merit through the acts like the making good offerings to the Sangha community or the Supreme community, and through such a way of the proper meritorious deeds, one should try to build up one's merit.
Solo to, suna seva, de le sevi nyabula, sunas. The solo to Mr. Jim but I did Mr. at the Luto Nanguije, so Mugosos. So Sinja in it, Charida in it, Nyada Musin Seke in a Peshate, so Mugo Pachuna Palero, they never solo Mamuton.
And also try to save the lives, like for instance, lives of whose lives are in danger, like try to save the lives of human beings, or whose lives are really at the stake, try to save them, and try to buy the animals whose lives are in danger, and try to release them and free them and save their life, and like the fish, and like other animals, birds, and so on, that save them from their endangered life and give them a safety.
And
also involve yourself in the proper rituals of the various Dharma practices that which will enable you. So which will enable you to build your life, and then again observe your signs. And if once that all three, that is the karma, lifespan, and merits, all three have run out, and there's nothing one could do to build up on them, then there's nothing. If that can't, if there's no remedy as such available.
Then, there were poor gonna put into the Rimla Suba Mapo, gonna push also. Rimner with the Natsatabu Maju, gonna and the Namshi de push already. Maranzal Novachimu Mekela, Long Jigo Longdo, Longla Novamatoza, Pukoyo. In a jungle, that the poor Yagi, Yamajila Sakashi, Kashiba Javni, and the Nazapod, Nazakore Shiata, Leggy Onga, Long dip. So
it says that before the onset of the acute pain, if one could transfer one's consciousness, will be helpful. But so if one could really the time with the calm departure of the wind carrier from that spot and the one's act of the transference of consciousness, which one applies, if one could meet them together, then that's the best way of doing it.
Then leisure poor and the me by Jaya Pogore, Pogi Pogichida, any when they try negative lay you do, Kuni Dani, pull how you sir.
That it is hard for a person to transfer one's consciousness with action. Action, it is not that easy, but that keep transferring, and when it meets with the right moment of the actual departure to the karma, then synchronize or being right merged with it, then it gets easy to transfer.
Then poor the Oma said down in Guja garden, Guji is Guja garden, Gujig, Sombe Pugani, push or Jori.
It says, close the 8 doors and open the one, and through the opening of the Brahma aperture, then transfer, it says.
The Gujekaya, the Kaguya, she did not she turn to such your door, the Gujer. She did not she the Shanglama turn to go in Yavan.
So, as it says that the 8 doors which we need to close are for instance, 8 doors from where the consciousness would leave, and for instance, if that leaves through the anus, then one goes to the hell.
Now she chulam turned on and to
or through the water passage, then to the
turned on the Hiral Jirugori.
Animal.
If
it passes out through the mouth, then the preta. If through the nostril, then the nujin or the yaksha.
I'm just turned on any trouble.
So, if one passes out or departs from the ears, then it says tupela, the heart of the sixth, which are some kind of one of these particular god. If the consciousness leaves from the eyes, then in the human world. If leaves from the navel, then in the amongst the devas of the Dukam or the desire realm. So crown of head, So it's crown head, then it goes to the deva of the form realm and formless realm.
Zambudilla, Capecho, Somalis, Nineasa, so Jigasandilla, Chinjugo, the Ruba Machake, Labujori. Tena the Chenani, Zuzu, Megatachi, Sunguyo, Deme Mission. Narazu Nashi Poja sat in the Chizuta Gomu sat in the Pugori. Tena la Pusun Kajushin and Jigurita.
So now the Sambu crown head here we have two. The one is which we call the Brahma crown head. That is the about 8 fingers breadth from your line of hairlines, and whereas one which is 4 fingers breadth from your crown head. That is the way we see a little flimsy bone for a young one, right? For little ones. That is part which we meant earlier. That transfer, if one's consciousness transfers from that spot or crown head, then one takes birth in the deva of the desire, the home realm.
Na shi Chambu near the Chambe Pugan, the Chizu near Putuba to get poor to you, na? Central Sanja Mama, they were poor to near transit server. Chamangani Chebatan, she so soon, near transit server. Chamangani Chebata say, Diba Mamujima Johnny, to Kangalabe, Central Sanja Mama is Diba Cheva the Chejavari, Diba Dibo Mami Konko, show some Sanja, and Kisaravari.
So, the one who could transfer from the crowned head, the Brahma, that the Brahma aperture, we may say, that if one could transfer from there, then that's the way the transfers of consciousness towards enlightenment. That it here counts the account of the lots of the negativities, like the one who would kill the several Brahmas a day and so on, all kinds of negativities. But that if one could do the transference of consciousness, then that he went large from the karma head, and then.
Ta guje kalu kanere sene guje na zauma na oloma de kanes ka gore sene khajege su thega la yigi gomne tende chero sheba mambu yore.
So now the as it says here, close the 8 doors and open one, right? And transfer. So how we close the 8 doors, in some it says have the syllable letters blocking every one of them.
Ta ngarazu guje kaya de nanzu lu su chena di ka se mi se yo mare za umara da radung sho lu ba na de baja zi chimbuche man paru tar ne de wo zi ba san dong re.
So now we do not have any of such mention that to use syllable letter or anything, but what you visualize is the central sushma, which almost looks like a long trumpet in an upright position. The big opening on the karna head and the small one just a little below the navel.
Ta dewe wo le kora si ki ka ni be ti ma igun me ba che be kora rang ti ki ka sha ba che.
But no opening at the bottom of that sushma. No opening at the bottom. It's just there's no opening at the bottom.
Teni yen che zanda ju ne se ma da ba che. Za u ma kora le be igun do bo zanda bru ma ni me ba. Be radung gu zur ya to zu be bongru nu ne de ne chi zu le be bo ba cha theli che ne cha janu kha cha ba san to na guje ka ba ti ten ri no re.
And there's no opening on the bottom, and then as it moves, goes up, it gets broader, right? It gets broader, and then at the top or crown of one's head, then there's fairly a big opening on the crown head. So that takes care of the blocking the 8 openings.
Ta ali po en rutan dire. 다 포와 러그레데 여용 셰주르고 포와 제나니 지와이 다 비천다면도 또 요래 다 포와들이야 딩조다 난조마 송리기 포와 요래 난조마 장장고 포와 요래 야 려징고 포와 요래 요춘징고 포와 요래 지저드메 포와 요래
So,
비천을 따위 있는 포와 야슈 가지 포와다 지저드메 포와니 이그래
so now as we have to teach the power practice here, it has of so many different kinds, right? That power of the Yevim Shejur, that's the male and female deity in our union, or the combined power of the Father Hiruga and Vajra Yogini, or the exclusive power practice of the Vajra Yogini, or the power practice of the Devajan or the Sukhavati Pure Land, or the power practice of the Tushita Pure Land, or the power practice of the Tara, or the power practice of the Kajit, and so on. So there are several power practices.
가르치는 가도 가지면 가지면라 먼저 정해야 되지 가지면 보아들라 네 가지면 배우는 여대가 배샤 버기라 그래 네 뭐고들래 배샤라 그래 대야 셰자나 좀 가르쳐 배샤라면 개래면도 쇼다연 라면도 말아서 그 루스디 셰자나 좀 그런서 정도는 배샤터 대초 지초 말아서디 샤즈게 다상 포토무 많이 지어래 들루제셰
So,
가좀 보래 게마 조쇼 고마질라 셰지네 데네와 총어래 데네와 주변이 보래 데마 치네 초가 지켄데 소주를 못시다 소백이 시신 사유다 지게 셔구신의 소주를 못시게 뒤로 나 쉬어래데 쉬니 다 사다로를 집어넣어 저건 너무 되네 소바 지금 마 농다 치 좋네 영의어를 알아서 되지 영의어를 달로 사다는 사다바도 루주 레지 라마도 차 라린 어디서 주 레지 다 라마도 차 고바존을 로 송주를 차잖아 로자마스는 지공을 선체래 니주지래 다 뒤로 수제 정의 인하네 배전 넘어야 야고요데 넘어래 수대 배치 이 구부 수대 야고요 르리 초지요 대정의 있는 게 배셔되네 좀 내가 단대 제주 매고야 가르에서나 배셔되 제목이 개요 다보면도 남 뭐고도 되되 뭐고도는 바사인지 되되 다질릴 데케 스레메 기시지게 포화되고 예선이 약행은 그 제가 지금 어째 버렸다 제가 지금 그 집어나 어디가 맞대 라마딩아 잔데 대행에 여머리데 내 그래디 대장아디 야 지주마중 멜로도 지주도 중데 지주마중 대지샤는 냐네 대체는 야본도
So, now amongst all these power practice, now let's discuss that what would you like best, and maybe the culture that is best. But here, now text-wise, that we need a text here, and I think I'll teach you with these. We have a very exclusive, which we do a lot in the Shatsu monastery, that which about 100 years ago, and which was put together in the woods by requested by one of the Hodu and Adishi, that he requested for it during the year of the Earth and Tiger, the Lama who first received that, and it is Nigyu, which means close lineage or Nigyu, and I can find the text for you. I do not have it here. I have a handwritten print, just copied, and it is not very correct. There are lots of spelling mistakes. That's what I meant. And once I get back in Mongkut, I can send you the copies over, from which you can copy. And as I can remember everything real well, and then you can also have the text for yourself once you receive it from the Mongkut. The reason that I had the original copy, which was borrowed by one of the Gishi from Serme, and he took the note from it, and then he gave me which he copied, and he kept the original for himself somehow. And so I have only the prints which he copied, and they are not so, there's few spelling mistakes. And I'll send you we do have the copies, and I'll send it over. And in that text, the most wonderful part is the Sundip 2 that is very, very effective, Yikubu, which means which is very effective and very inspiring, requesting lines. And I'll send you copies. And I think this time our teachings on the Powa will be accordance with that. I'll give you orally and send the copies later once I'm back in Mongkut. Now, in order to maintain the practice of the in order to do the practice of the Poa with the consolidated or with the Vajra Yogini, now that falls under two steps. The first is the personal training around the Jongwa, and then they apply it to the action. The prayer I have, not I haven't forgotten. I'll try to dictate it to Venerable Geshe-la, and he will take note of it and pass the copies for you, and more so that I'll send you the copies back from Mongkut.
Jandu Tsem shi guma kondu tan choshin ngojin rangi jiwo ta nanju ma se ta gure nanyu ma se ta lu te la juden pe ma ta tusen jije ta gumare nanju me rang thame ba che lu ta ga rang che nanju me shew chi thaba ye le ja ba sang ton de yo re shew yom ba thaba ye le ja ye ba de ja de song ton yana shew ye gong yun jang chen ne ri yo pe sha ko ran ye diraba yun chang ye gong do se ne kardab ze de ke nanjume kutrichi chaye duji juwo nakal cha de ba chaye toba tora togan ze de ba shi se dab ne ndi ore nanjuma do se dab ne ndi ore che yo mare.
So now you can they're taking the refuge and generation of the Bodhisattva and the four immeasurables. Now you can either have the Vajra Yogini standing on her regular position on your two shoulders, or that left leg stretched and right pulled in on your shoulder and holding the skull cup in the left hand and right hand with the chayin to So holding the skull cup in a hand at the level of heart, and the right hand holding a curved knife that's raised in the space at the level of about your shoulder joints. So, or the regular position, standing on your two shoulders. And yourself in a normal form, and that you have to visualize as your inseparable or the of one nature with your root guru. Now try to visualize that all the wisdom beings invoked and absorbed or emerged into the Vajra Yogini. If you have the chöpa or the offerings arranged on the altar, then you can bless them. If you do not, then you need not make the blessed offerings. So now this prayer which I just now said, you have to repeat that 3 times. So for the personal training, right? Now that actual application happens later, but training. Now, here we make a request to the root guru that maybe become well trained in my power practice. That we make a request for that.
Lama Kondi Chizan Yama Sovan, so that you change the level Salam Puanjo, change the Yalan Kajidu, change the Nashi Tokan, the Mazadu. Yedam Kondi Chizan Yama so one so that you change the Salam Puanjo, change the Yalan Kajidu, change the Nashi Tokan, the Mazadu. Sanje Kondi Chizan Yama so one so that you Salam Puanjo, change the Yalan Kajidu, Nashi Tokan, the Mazadu. Tamshu Kondi Chizan Yama so one so that you change the Jaka. Kandu condition, Genu condition, you must want this, Kandu condition, you must want this, that you choose condition, you must want this, that you Kondu Chicho, River Japanese, and you must want this, that you so on that you Johnny Kondu, you must want this, that you must want this, that you so point, so on point, Jumbo Chilan, you know, because you do a gin, and now you talk on them, but there to Sunday, it's a chick. Daishin the Zase the word, Zate Rangi Ulu, Jata de Zauma, Beradungo Jolo, Ya Bundu Bundu Jen, the Katajatali, Donja, Mahaparu Tarja, they were warning Gadi of Saltons.
Now, this is the requesting lines which I just said, and next is you have to visualize the central Sushma, that which becomes broader as it goes further up, and the crown of the head, there's fairly a big side opening at the bottom, which is low as at the level of your navel, and which is blocked, and there's no opening in the bottom.
Te Songjun Chila, Dewa Siade, Dewa de Ningalux, Ninga de Yemeki, in the Chile, Dewa Siagi, Miji Toyore. There is a sudden Dewa and Salatongo Mare, Ningala she Salaton put in Digreso, Lamen Sonjun is Tishu.
It said that navel, as it navel in Tibetan meant the center. So in one way of transmitting teaching, they said that center here does not mean the navel, but center here at the center of one's heart. So thus one could visualize that Sushma at the level of one's heart, from where one's consciousness moves up.
Rangalu de Kodung, Trauma put up Jabas of Chilo, Luimbal, Nolo Koba Tumbache, then all that's the set of the Devoyores.
Visualize your body that hollow, right? Hollow, just hollow inside. That just like if you blow outer skin of a young one, when a young one is born to a young one of a sheep-like bone, and the skin which covers it, right? If you blow it up, that kind of hollowness, so just hollow inside.
Ninga Katu Zaome Nolo de la Lungi Jungru Humbu, Beya Paran Chochoya, Lungi Zaya Pacho Yore, Yombu Jigi, Gogo Jama Chakatsu, Chisong.
So at the very center of at the heart, level of your heart, then being the wind mandala, extremely light, very light, and which would easily bounce up that size of about a small grain or the bean, so small bean.
That he got the wrong sim, Telecarbo, Be Yambu Shimbe no Shinchigia, Chuji, Jematschi, Longijungo Torium, Yapan Chuchu, Punru Chuchu, Janve, Yapa Chocho, Saldon Waris, Purlake.
So right above that small bean-sized wind, then visualize your own mind or consciousness, this very minute ball, like a cotton ball, very minute, on the right on top, that's so light and bounce that which would come up very easily.
Yande Uma Kachimbo Yosate down Yagalama Nanjomagi Bangajibe Kadu Kevajugoris.
The top opening of the one sushma, and that opening and the banga or the secret organ of the Lama Neljoma, one's Guru Neljoma, they should be on the right, straight, they should be at the straight, they should be straight, in a straight line, yeah, straight alignment.
Yana, Najime Shevi, Yayani, Tabani Lejana, Bangada, Nashini Be Halan Katu Yung and the Chagar was Tambuda, Bangani Bet, Pechi to Yung and the Kato Kegar was, this is a Gandhi Chobris.
Or that as she leaves her legs on your shoulder, and then that you can choose to even almost touching the secret organ of the Venerable Naljoma and very close to each other. Those two openings, secret organ of the Naljoma and your crown aperture.
That is said that nobody Bekasha Shag to the Tsi Sevu Yori, Tsi Jade, to one Shajuri, don't sound on the Ioris, and don't go slush.
Now I'll be reciting the prayers, and as the prayer goes, that your thought should go along with it, and it is very clear in the prayer lines of the prayer itself. We will be reciting the prayers now.
Ralu Tame Troma Puda Dara Donsang Dangse Uso Za Uma Danyon Za Uma Rinji Danyon Za Uma Deo Rinji Jibun Deo Soro Jine Rinji Jibun Yanda Tsangbu Dang Lame Banga Kanda Chedo Ne Ni Yu Rang Seme Telikar Kamazu Parshin Pola Se Tsir Parshin Pola Kebara Churu Keba Desi or Oda Deja Juri Deja. That's Sanlodon, Golonju, Bangani Shini Shijure. Ta Mambana Shini Shindu Duzana Rango Mari, Kabandu in the leg tenure. Then is that other Rala Rango Yudi, Lametoga Leaju, Nujavina, Tadab Kajushivan Livre. Then in Zangabe Nyanshi Cindy Lulonjokole, Mashaba, Lametoga La Pu, some never done with some of Chagores.
So now this time you have to correct your motivation. Correct your motivation, that a strong urge that I have to face the death and I have no control over it, and that at this moment, as I do have that within my control, and so at this moment, if I could merge my mind at the center of the heart, Lametuka, center of the heart of the Guru, and such a strong urge to get to the center of the heart of the Guru, or the center of the heart of Guru, before I will be out or get out of my own control and chased around by the karma.
Suzubashi Pola Kebati, Kari is a Larni is a Saldor, Kari Dan and Yodo Ching Ishi, Nije Leging and Jirung and Rutsur, Longset Job and Goja near Kawe, Tadarala Rama Yebe too. Sidi Nish, Kaza, Nelu Sidi Nelu Longju Sindi Lutella, Macha Jabsun Jane Kundu Lamale, Togar Pu and Bashu Jabus. What is it? Lama Gondus said, Sunday in this under Jimura. Shoot up, Lama Gondula, Jizan Najuma, so and the Sudaji, Salampo, Yobachi, Yanakaji, Najiro, Navaja, Sunday tomato, the Mazobat. That they all Sunday Chabrawachi or Tatang, Sasun de Yashi.
So now trying to get to join with the when it is within my own control to join at the heart of the Guru, and then that a strong request to be able to do this profound practice. Now there's a special prayer which is on the third, when we finish a couple of verses of the regular prayer and the sincere request, and then there's a few lines of the very special prayer.
Tosong Tishe Gongji Ngoni, Tosong Nije Songun Jimbe Me, Nansong Dongen Soli Drueto, Jasong Gondo Lama Labela, Shura Dawe Yiji Suande, Send Loyo Tongwar Changela, Nanjo Dongen Shewer Changela, Badu Mendu Nanjo Dongen Shewer Changela. Badu Jili Drua Chijila, Mendu Yansa Chili, Dretus, Shinjo Kajo Nesu Trandus, Resajena Meto, Tuji Jung. Yang Tuba Chigina, Shinjo Kajo Nesu Tritus, Trini Sanja Sala Yadus, Resajena Meto, Tuji Jung, Tela Viva, Takarlan, Sunday Sasunda. Te Sasunda Nashi Puya Digola, Rambe Nashi the Shu, Telly Shuba, Doja, Telly Dinia, Taduzan. Januna Chateli, Chatige, Lame Tugi Banga, Lame Bangama Sansan, Tenalia, Tadalo, Lame Be Kunalia, Tuge Pangi de Beride Surabuchi, Betatil and Rogo, some Rodon to go Shoya.
So, after having said that special prayer, the uncommon special prayer, then you look up, that when you look up through your openings and right through the secret organ or of the guru, then you see even the so clear inside the sushma, so clear through that you can almost see the syllable of the palm, or you can see the transparent syllable of the palm at the center of the heart of the guru, and you should have a strong urge to go and join it.
Nashi din Ruli Tong del Chen Pengumare, Ransim, Tilida Shuba, Tilida Rang Imba, the Chagores, or that in Nangaris.
So now that drop or the thickly, please, that drop or this ball or the thickly, that ball, that one should concentrate, power of concentration should be such that one should be within it. That it shouldn't be like the spectator and what is looked upon. It will never work. That one's concentration, one should be within or inside it.
Tilakora Yambo ya Padu Chocho Imba, Teoga Lungia ya Jadia de Chocho Imba the Jig.
Now, first feature, that the little ball is being extremely light and bouncy. And second, that it could be easily lifted or raised up by the wind, which is right below it. Second, one has a very strong urge or willingness to move up. Third, that generation or the delegation of the light having shape of a hook extended from the heart of the guru and coming down and meeting that ball, and those three, by the force of these three combined, then one has to transfer from there and up. The elephant's trunk has one pinnacle. So that little pinnacle or the tip of the elephant can hold anything he wants. So the light in the form of the jakju or the hook sent forth or sent down by the gurus and from the heart of the guru has four hooks which would bind or hold. And it holds that tigli or that create that circle or that ball, and plus that little wind which pushes it up, and plus the strong urge by the oneself to join, or willingness, a strong urge to join the Guru, and extension of that hook light and the push by the wind, all three combined, then one has to move up to the heart of the Guru. The mantra with which one goes up is the he. Please listen carefully. These letters, they come from the throat, between the palate and at the throat. And these come from the tip of the tongue and the palate. And these letters, they come from the tip of the tongue and the teeth, these letters. So these letters come, each and every syllable has their own original sound, right? And ha and ah, they come from the depths of one's stomach, more or less. Ha, it comes from the kokwa or stomach, from the very stomach of oneself. And ah comes from the very throat, from the depths of throat.
Oh yeah.
He. Heart. So hik, with this sound, then that it comes along with that sound, then it moves up. So as you heard the mantra that last, and as if you apply it with wind, then you also close the, you also draw the wind from the lower part of your body, wind from the bottom, you draw it.
Lame toga ni dishen wes lame toga mayung wes dewa chim jaju ge yi da de ma yong jaju yi je o me lam je de za o man ma yong.
So the first, so first it comes down the light of the great bliss from the heart of the Guru in shape of a chakyu or the hook. It comes way down to the sandal sushma and down. And it grabs or it hooks on the one's mind in the shape of a ball. And it says the forceful draw of the wind from the bottom. Though it says forceful draw, but during a practice that we do the very soft, tender draw of the wind from the bottom. Tender draw. So it is analogized, just like then that hook when it is held, holding the one's mind, then draw the wind from the lower, which is like a bow, and shot by the arrow of the syllable letter hic, and then it moves up. That mind moves up.
참배 그룹터는 라면 방가를 입어 주를 수도 드니야 주를 전제바시 드니야 참배 고려야 터네 배상을 도치데 드니야 터네라 다 참배 고려야 터네 참배 고인데 지조자 고려야 터네 라면 방가를 톡지체 상상 판상사 양주는 배 토가 방일을 톡지체 배치를 만주버지 방가를 톡지체 아니까 세마포 양대마데 양히 가 세마포 대정도 그랬다.
So please, this is the round word repeat that sometimes you raise your mind up to your neck, times up to your crown of your head, times almost touching the secret organ of the Guru, and sometimes almost touching the syllable of the palm, and then also along synchronized with the sound hik, and then with ka, then again you bring that ball back into the original spot, and this circle you repeat.
Ka sidana shide machur mayoni des yungore. Ka sead karesena. Zebarujilla dorbuji shuoina. 피기따스 보그래 아마 사용을 대수로 코피기 태베 다기츠 전도 인죠 나시데 라메 토강 방강 토가 방일 태베 베 코레 랑자이메 전도 있 안나가 스마살레오네 데레요 데네사 두제 니즈자지 미바야고 제 양도도 랑싱 른루베 랑싱 코베나니아 누구요 랑게심 콜레 슈바다체 롱비 짜바다체 히기 퐁와다체 오롱텐의 너버지 라메 자주고 정버지 하루 벌제 관계 너버도 동네 줄줄전이 얘기하는데요 마하보요 야로 대정네 니스다지 제 정사도요 또 통식은도 알도샤 양 순대도 두손듯이 거지 모니서 단년부 텐지요래 어디 따들어 그래요 단년부 쉬지요래디 저도 시험에
So
신고해
So here that you so now the with those 3 or 5, right, by the extension of the light having the shape of the hooks, it coming down and holding one's mind, which is like a small ball with which one sits. And that mind having strong urge to go. Second. Third, the push offered by the wind carrier just below. And fourth, that the ball like they draw the wind from the lower part of the body. And fifth, with the help of the arrow of the syllable the hic which one speaks. And then the mind moves right up and up to the all either the secret organ or even up to the heart of the Guru, and then with the syllable the ka, which you speak out, then again you bring your mind back to the original spot, ka. So ka is more like sound of having hit the spot you intend to reach. Like if you hit or pelt a stone against the wall, it gives a sound that it has touched the target. In the same way, the ka is supposed to be the sound of the target hit by the mind. Then every time you say the hic, and then again when it reached the point where you want it, then you say the ka and bring the consciousness back and repeat it up to about 21 times. And so it is all a combined effort of all those 5. That again, extension of the hook, the mind's urge, pushed by the wind, and further pushed by the wind, you drop on the bottom, and the stability hick, okay? So that you repeat, and also prayer. Then you are repeating it for about 21 times, and so on, training yourself, or about 21 times rounds. Then you can say the prayers. It has a beautiful melody which goes with it, and which Jishla promised will teach you. And Rinpoche thought that chanting you will learn very well, and it's very helpful, and I'm sure you will all learn it very well, that chanting of the prayer. Now you have lots of chantings to learn.
다 포화 생연디 시다 정도 치도 칠르네 세리 근데 이제 포화 정도 치료를 지어버려 치료 연박 개고마 야 대고 된데 라마게지 존데 치다이 도간다 된 시단 관진기 고르데 치메 되지 정보베 저치 치메 세용으로 도바주로 산치스모도 안돼 라마 내조마도 바스바멜 줄 도간 관진 치메 되지 정보 랑기 지원이 쇼리지 나타 치메 세 되지 건데 세용으로 도베 미바지 세송도 하다 한다데 세송도 사소나 라마 홀마템 저 카트소 도지 자랑게 까베 미바지 어디다 정동들.
So now this is how we train, and during our power practice, the training of the power, that we always try to do the practice of the longevity, and that itself is also very included in that same text. That same text, there's a separate line right after that where we do the longevity practices, and you can say Sesung, the mantra for the longevity. And that is mantra for the longevity, that in that case the Guru transforms into the so Guru transforms into the so so Guru transforms back into Amitayus, and holding the longevity vase, and you say the mantra of longevity, and then the receiving the nectar from either from the vase or from the Guru, and filling one's body, entire body with the, and increasing one's longevity. And when you're through with your practice, then you close up crown aperture with Doji Jatam or the cross Vajra or the crown of your head, and with that you conclude the session.
이군 또 말레장 사와데 야가리 추sen 잡아지요리 대야부 시라인세리 정용주지요리 대야부레 다들 내가 말하더니 마제제샤니 유쇼주리 다 주말 레주니 다 시갈라갈래야 보아디 상도 정주리 레주랑도 제도니요 다 미신은 밀리 보아지고 주나
So
밀 제도제는 미신은 제달지고
So now this you can practice about the 21 rounds or 7 rounds and so on. And now you should try to train yourself until you can see a certain sign of having being trained. So for instance, at times you could even see there's opening, that there could be an opening on the crown of your head, and should you just put a kusha grass, it could even stand because of the opening. And sometimes you feel real itchy on the crown of head, you really feel itchy. Or sometimes there's a discharge of the fluid around there. So they say that, or swelling, that itchy is much better than the having an opening, actual opening, they say that. if it itches at there, that's much better than having actual opening. And so now this is all about the personal training of the power, and the actual application is of two kinds: the personal application on the oneself and application for the sake of others, that's doing such rights for the others.
토가르베 나시디케 다바카초네 페루야 미바치주레 모두 제가요 너무도 당에도 좀 뒤제 기실라 지제 주야 다들 지전인자 수수정야 등에서 다시 셔셔 들들 하버세요 말이 다 이제는 보여야 되는 자그래 디신도 그래 다 동다 가지 지기 다아즈냐 신이 셔다 시에되지면도 주주갈레카
So
나를 두서 돌아라 나 저도시
So the training of the performance of the such a poor practice on others is only just matter of the subject, right? That you instead of yourself, you just do it on the other dead body and so on, and visualization of the same in the form of the deity, and then invoke the consciousness back, and then what you do is that with Hik, instead of bringing the consciousness back, you just try to send it just to, and try to think that it has gone oneness with the mind of the Vajra Yogini. Now, the main thing for your personal training, that's the training, the visualization and so on, I've explained real clearly, and more about the text, that things you require to refer to prayer and all other those texts and so on, that I will send later to the Yeshla, and from whom you can obtain. So otherwise I do not have much time, and I do not have much time to waste, because I have quite a few other things to do. So there's talk by the Uncle Dumpa where it says, Rama
kaje game jisun zimbar Yudan Jundru Rasin Bayi, Nodella Ne Tsambe Gurju, Jason Bedon Todan Sewa, Dage Lamji Geji Dribur, Nange Pamosun Ze Trishin, Choge Dodri Shube Kage, Sambe Done Jelam Yisu, Taton Bawo Chujin Rush, Yunge Ben Holoma Della, Tiji Mebe.